Long ago, in the land of Israel, the people were living under the harsh rule of the Philistines, a powerful enemy. But God had not forgotten his people. He had a plan to rescue them, and that plan began with a man named Samson. Samson wasn't like anyone else. His story began before he was even born. His mother, a woman who couldn't have children, was visited by an angel. The angel said to her, "You are going to have a son. He will be special, set apart for God. He must never drink alcohol, touch anything unclean, or cut his hair. His uncut hair will be the source of his strength. Through him, God will begin to free Israel from the Philistines." And so, Samson was born. He grew up knowing he was chosen for a great purpose. But Samson was not perfect. He was strong, stronger than any man, but he also had weaknesses. Samson's strength was unmatched. One time, while walking through a vineyard, a lion attacked him. But Samson didn't run. He grabbed the lion with his bare hands and tore it apart as if it were a young goat. Another time, the Philistines came to capture him. Samson picked up the jawbone of a donkey lying nearby and used it as a weapon. With just that jawbone, he defeated 1,000 men. But while Samson was incredibly strong, he had a weakness. He was drawn to women who were not part of his people. And this weakness would become his downfall. The Philistines were desperate to stop Samson. They couldn't beat him in battle, so they came up with another plan. They turned to a woman named Delilah, a woman Samson loved. The Philistine rulers went to Delilah and said, "Find out the secret of Samson's strength. If you tell us, we'll each give you 1,100 pieces of silver." Delilah agreed. She waited until she and Samson were alone, and then said sweetly, "Samson, my love, tell me the secret of your strength. How can you be tied up and overpowered?" But Samson didn't trust her completely. He teased her, saying, "If someone ties me with 7 fresh bowstrings that haven't been dried, I'll become as weak as any other man." So Delilah told the Philistine rulers, and they brought her 7 fresh bowstrings. That night, while Samson slept, she tied him up with them. Then she called out, "Samson, the Philistines are here." Samson woke up and snapped the bowstrings like they were nothing. Delilah was furious. "You lied to me," she cried. "If you really loved me, you'd tell me the truth." Delilah didn't give up. She kept asking Samson to tell her his secret. Day after day, she begged and pleaded. Finally, Samson gave her another answer. He said, "If I'm tied with brand new ropes that have never been used, I'll be as weak as any other man." Delilah tried again. She tied him up with new ropes while he slept and called out, "Samson, the Philistines are here." But again, Samson broke free easily. Delilah grew more frustrated. "Why won't you tell me the truth?" she demanded. Samson continued to tease her. He said, "If you weave the 7 braids of my hair into the fabric on a loom, I'll lose my strength." So Delilah did just that while he slept. She wove his hair into the loom and then called out, "Samson, the Philistines are here." But once again, Samson woke up and pulled his hair free, destroying the loom in the process. By now, Delilah was furious. She nagged and pleaded with Samson day after day. "How can you say you love me," she cried, "when you won't share your secret with me?" Finally, Samson couldn't take it anymore. He gave in and told her the truth. "My strength comes from my hair," he said. "It's a sign of my promise to God. If my hair is cut, I'll lose all my power." Delilah knew he was telling the truth this time. She sent word to the Philistine rulers, "Come back one more time. He has told me everything." That night, as Samson slept, Delilah called in a man to shave off his hair. Then she called out, "Samson, the Philistines are here." Samson woke up, but this time, his strength was gone. The Philistines captured him, blinded him, and dragged him away in chains. The Philistines threw Samson in prison and made him grind grain like an animal. It seemed like his story was over. But as time passed, Samson's hair began to grow back. And so did his faith in God. One day, the Philistines held a great feast to celebrate their victory over Samson. They brought him out in chains to mock him. Samson stood between two massive pillars holding up the temple. He prayed, "Lord, remember me. Please give me strength one more time so I can defeat the Philistines." With all his might, Samson pushed against the pillars. The entire temple came crashing down, killing everyone inside, including Samson. Samson's story is one of incredible strength and tragic weakness, but it's also a story of redemption. Even though Samson made mistakes, God still used him to fulfill his plan. No matter how far we fall, it's never too late to turn back to God.